Hi, I'm Marla Miller from marlamiller.com, offering another quick query critique, and this is our 100th. But before I get to it, it's a gal from Germany, as a matter of fact, who sent me a lovely email and said that there was no service like this over there and could she submit, even though she was probably going to be submitting to German publishers. And I said, absolutely, cool. But before I get to that, a couple of things. I have a new column at fitpop.com, which is an offshoot of the Booty Bible. So you can find me and offering sage, hopefully, and wise advice about fitness and wellness at fitpop.com. And I'll put that in a newsletter and, of course, share it all over the place. Got a new product on for sale at marlamiller.com called Pitch Witches, which is a terrific video from the Southern California Writers Conference. It really is. It's pretty good. I think you'll like it. And I'm going to be taking off a week next week, so you probably won't see me. I might send one newsletter, but no quick query critiques because my daughter's getting married, and so everyone's converging upon the house pretty soon, and I just want to have that time allotted to family. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks with a new quick query critique. Okay, so let me get to this one. Dear Blank, I'm interested in finding a publisher for my short story collection, Bremem, Ohio. It contains 14 stories with 6 to 10 pages each. I am fascinated by people who are stuck in frustrating routines and who suddenly find themselves having to make decisions without being able to know whether they will work out or not. Sometimes these moments are only suggested, at other times they are shown in other perspectives. But somehow my protagonists realize that a change is coming and that they have to face the facts. And there is something else they are sharing. They are all looking for a place where they feel connected and loved, but they may come to realize that their longing can only be satisfied at a few rare moments of their lives. These are mostly moments that they may never have recognized and may have possibly already missed. Yet even with this awareness, they find or can find that they might find the sort of acceptance with their lives that lets them get on with their lives. I was born in 1969 in Hamburg and raised in Lübeck. After long stays in the US and France, I moved to Berlin, beginning in the 90s, where I live with my 3 children. I have a degree in English, American, and French literature. For some time, I've been working privately on a program to prepare myself for an for American MFA in creative writing. My economic and personal situation has allowed me to study abroad. In my weekly blog, Blank, I write about writing in general and important books on writing which are not translated into German, so that German writers have a chance to learn from them as well. 2 short story collections have already been published by Blank. Some of my stories were published in a Russian film magazine, Blank. In 2011, I won 3rd prize at the Blank, it's a German TV and radio station, literature competition with a short story, Blank, which was then published in an anthology, Blank. I am a member of the Berlin-based writers group Blank, who host monthly public readings. I work as a teacher for English and creative writing in the secondary school in Berlin. Attached is a sample of my writing. Thank you so very much for your time you've taken to read this query. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Sincerely. Okay. First of all, the reason why, and because this subscriber just found me, the reason why I blank out any personal information is for that reason. I just really don't want to have this site be a vehicle for anyone looking for information or anything about my writers who hang out here. So I just always blank everything out because we don't need to know any of the particulars of that. Anyway, okay, so what do I think of this? Well, it's a short story collection, and so here's what I think in a nutshell is that I really don't know what this collection is about. In paragraph 2, you set me up with, I am fascinated by people, and then you are very global in terms of what it is that is going to be in this collection. You know, people who have kind of missed out on opportunities that were kind of right in front of them and they didn't realize it until later. That would be one collection or one story, etc. But it never gets specific. So I really don't have any sense what this collection is going to be about. And let me also say this. This author has already published a collection in Europe. And so I'm wondering why she's offering that information, and as well as the publisher's name, to an agent who she doesn't know. Because I think the agent's going to say the same thing that I did, which is, well, why aren't you publishing your second collection there? So now already we have some questions. And the purpose of the quick query critique is to let the writer know of any speed bumps that I hear. Again, I'm repeating this for the new subscribers. It's not to content query this or content critique this query. It is to listen for speed bumps. And certainly one of them is that she has a book published, it's a collection, names the publishing house, and so I'm wondering, well, why aren't you going there? Okay. But I think that my basic critique really focuses on the first three. The first paragraph's only one sentence. The next two paragraphs where you're synthesizing or you're attempting to give us a taste of what it is that we're going to be reading, and I don't get it. So I would suggest that this author perhaps bring a couple characters into the forefront. One protagonist, and I'd name them. Angie is, blah, 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 blah. Dave, da, 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 whatever. But make this as particular as you possibly can. You have some room to do this, because what I'm going to tell you here is that in your next paragraph, which is the fourth, you offer way too much information, way too much. So I would cut down your personal bio by at least 3 sentences there. And if your blog is not really active, I wouldn't waste my time pitching that here. I would really, really center on giving us a taste. Hook us with what these stories are going to be about. Hook us with the people in these stories. That would be my very, very best suggestion to this author. In terms of the credentials that she offers in the, almost the last paragraph, the way she has this broken up anyway, she has a lot of one-sentence paragraphs. But in the paragraph that she offers her author credentials, very nice credentials, but let's get that down too. Really consolidate that. It's clear that you can write, and you can let us know about some of the stuff so that we know that you're really devoted to writing. And but I would really, really concentrate on making this collection pop, because here's what you're running up against. And I don't know if this is true in Europe, but I believe it's still true in the United States. Getting a collection of short stories published as your debut fiction publication is tough. It's not easy to do. Oftentimes, writers may, famous story of Catherine Ryan Hyde, who, was a short story writer, but also had written 7 novels. An agent saw one of her short stories in a journal, called her, tracked her down, and said, I really can't write this, I can't publish or represent this collection, but what else do you got? And Catherine said, well, I have 7 novels. Well, the long and the short of it is that she published her first novel, and then her second book was the collection. But that's often how that goes. It could be different now. But anyway, concentrate on popping this book, who we're going to meet and what their conflicts are going to be. Spend time doing that in this query, and I wish you luck, and I hope that you stay connected to marlamiller.com. We love having people from Europe.